keeps happening, and you can't rely on it. But if it does, you know, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks. So again, these aren't glued on yet. They're not gonna. If you're looking down in the camera and you're going, dude, what's going on with your aeroplane? Well, they're not glued yet. So we'll get them. We can line those up as soon as they're ready to be slipped on. I'll probably make a clamp here. I'll give this a squeeze when we're ready, just to make sure that these don't move. They stay locked in position. We'll just give this a nice. Not just yet. And then, because I might have to tweak them. I might have to, if I glue these on and I get them kind of wampus, then I might have to come back up here. And so I'm not going to pinch them on until the very end. Machine gun. So we're going to be using the brass core like this, brass tubing core, and that'll be for each gun. And then I'm going to slip over the aluminum tubing to finalize to make, and then the cut will be sliced off and then filed into that nice rounded gun barrel shape at the very end. The business end of the gun barrel, you know, look finished and machined properly by filing it and sanding, and we'll get the guns lined up pretty soon. I've already got the holes cut out. You probably, maybe, I don't know if you've seen them. But the holes in the leading edge for the guns, including the locking pin gun, which is the initial one. That hole goes all the way through. The other ones will just be deep enough to keep the gun barrels from, you know, they'll have to go in pretty far. I think we'll probably have to get in here, probably back to here with each gun, and that's just to prevent, you know, anything like the leading edge getting cracked or broken out by rough handling of the airplane, which is something I'm prone to do sometimes when I'm working on it. So anyway, this video is longer than I thought it was going to be. Did a lot more jabbering. Probably not as much more as I think I did. You guys are more used to me jabbering. But there we are. Hope it looks good. We're going to continue. I've done a bit more work on the wells to try and get them prepped for the detailing. I am going to use solder to replicate some of the hydraulic lines. We have to put the gear actuator drive pumps. It's just a cylindrical, looks like a fire extinguisher type affair. It goes in here on each side. I think it's this opening they go. I don't know. I'll have to look at my reference. It either goes in this opening or this one. And then some more plumbing through here and here. And then there's a couple of access plates that have to go against the back wall. And as I said, the solder I'm going to be using for hydraulic plumbing. And then I've got some rubber line, electrical line like this. I think I've still got a little bit of black left, but I can always paint this up black. We'll be using probably something about this gauge for the brake lines that'll be coming down to the wheel. So the airplane, it should look pretty scale. You know, I'm not going for perfect scale. This isn't going to be in any shows anywhere. It's just to, you know, I build for myself and for the channel, just to show you, you know, how I do what I do. Not that what I do is the only or best way to do it. It's just a way to do it. And if someone were to do what I'm doing and want to go further, they could do that. If they, you know, are thinking about building these bigger scale aircraft, you can't find I mean, now suddenly I'm seeing 1/16 scale plastic kits. I just saw I can't remember, the Mantis or Martin, or I can't remember what the name of the company is now. It just slipped out of my head. I had it, but they're doing giant 1/16. I think they have an SBD coming out, a Dauntless in plastic that's 1/16 scale. That's, you know, and it used to make those, and that's what for me made building these appealing. I like big scale, and you can't get them in plastic. It also opens up a whole, you know, extra line of aircraft, like the civilian planes that are in, you know, 1/24th and 1/18th and 1/16 scale, that you just could never find any civilian general aircraft models, other than I think Academy made a handful in 172, and I don't know, there might have been a couple that were 148. I think Revell finally came out with a 132 scale Piper PA-28 Cub recently, not that recently, within the last 10 years. But you could never find GA aircraft in anything other than the smallest little scales. And so that's what I originally started building here, was GA. I didn't think I was going to get back into warbirds. I didn't know if I was going to ever build warbirds again, but they have, obviously they're amazing machines, and when you watch on YouTube, there's a channel, Air Show, I think it's called, just that's the name of the channel. Really good stuff from Oshkosh and from Reno. Well, it used to be from Reno, and some of the other air shows. Lots of warbirds, lots of real world examples of these planes that are still flying. And the guy does the it's all 4K, high resolution, very good video, no narration. He usually finds a pretty good spot on the apron to watch the runway, and you get the approaches, landings, and takeoff of all these airplanes, warbirds and Golden Era and GA, general aviation aircraft from all eras, and really good video. And so I started looking at those. I was watching the Spitfires and Corsairs and P47s and the Mustangs, and the T6s, and you get back, you start thinking about these airplanes again and how good they look. They're really amazing machines. So these go in line with the outboard edge of the flaps, so these will go right about here. But anyways, I went and made it even loud. Now it's a video of the length that I can be proud. Anyway, there we are. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this was informative, helpful, entertaining. Maybe it was just dumb. Yeah, probably all that. Thanks. Have a great day.